Hi, everybody. So this is the next activity, the next session on today's first day of the symposium. And well, it's a very uncommon activity, but we thought that it would be quite interesting for all of us, all the attendants here, to participate together in an interactive and live survey so that we can understand how is the bioinformatics, at least, well, it is thought to understand how is the bioinformatics here in Spain, but since we have a great international community here, also we might understand and try to see how do we work, where is our discipline going, how do we feel during our discipline development. Because, well, last week it was the week of the mental health, and we also added some questions that we thought that are very important for us to understand. And let me share the screen so we will see all together the answers. And next with me is Marisol Benitez. We are part of BioInfo GRX in Granada, and we will be commenting the different questions. So let me share the screen, and Ivan is in the back. Please, Ivan, whenever you want, you can start launching the first questions. I hope everybody is in a Slido for now, and we will be launching different questions and see what do we find and how is bioinformatics for us. Yeah. So we are 60 people connected in the symposium. Yeah, we are 63 people and 33 are here. We have around 60 questions and we want to understand how is the young bioinformatician. And these first questions are only an icebreaker so that we can see how's the situation. As we see, more than half of the people here are probably doing their PhD, given the age that we have here.
I'm feeling a little old right now.
Yeah. So most of us have, yeah, perfect. Thank you, Ivan. How is our community respected to the gender? Ooh, awesome. More female than male. And so non-binary, nice. Diversity, I like that. Also, more females than male. That wasn't expected for me, at least. Okay.
No.
We're getting tight. Yeah. No, actually. Yeah, no, but actually, in my experience, I've found a lot of girls. So for me, this is probably quite normal. I mean, and I'm happy for that because I don't know why. Normally, computer science and engineering used to be very, very male-oriented.
Yes, but biological sciences are more balanced in terms of gender, and usually there are a 50-50 proportion in biology or biochemistry degrees. And I think that maybe that's the reason.
Nice.
So, shall we proceed? Okay, next question.
And now let's see how are our prejudice.
I'm already biased for the previous question.
Yeah, maybe we should have launched this question first.
That's what we see that the perspective that we have, the idea of bioinformatician is mainly a young man.
Yeah, actually older man rather than older woman.
Yes. Yes, I mean that.
But that's probably because of the how to say the historical background that we have. that is still so biased.
Yes. Also, the novelty of the field makes us think of a bioinformatician as a young person, not an old person. But okay.
So these results are biased, not a reflex of the reality that we have seen in the previous questions. That's interesting. You are being honest. That's good. Anna, let's see how are our internationalities of here. Now this is a word cloud, so yeah, thank you. Please use the first one as in Catalonia, nice. That's
United States.
So we have a great variety of people here from Bosnia and Herzegovina, Philippines, United States, Malaysia, and mainly Spain. That's really nice to see. Thanks everybody to have the time and connect here today.
So next question.
Let's see if within the countries there are some provinces that are more prone to have bioinformatics.
Not surprising to see Barcelona and Madrid at the top.
I see people from Valencia. We don't have a Valencia node. So.
And Valencia is powerful, yes indeed.
Yeah, I see also Valencia. Okay.
Yes, you have a bioinformatics master there, so students gather up.
Yeah,
and
we need you.
Okay.
Kuala Lumpur, nice. Kolkata, awesome. Chiclana de la Frontera also. Nice.
Yes. Okay, so again, Madrid and Barcelona at the top. But Toledo and Valencia are there too. So yes, new notes. We need new notes there.
And now let's see if education reach equally to big cities, capital cities, or villages.
I think based on the previous results with Madrid and Valencia being the most voted. Oh, well, actually, capital cities are the least voted here.
Maybe it's thanks to bioinformatics being able to work with it in any place. Yep, so in general, everyone is from a city, but not necessarily a capital city. Granada tends to be there a little, but there it is normally. Autonomous University of Madrid, it seems one. Well, most of the audience here today is from Madrid, as we see. Also the Centro de Investigación Príncipe Felipe is there, and Barcelona Supercomputing Center, it seems, and the Centro Molecular, Biología Molecular Severo Ochoa, in Madrid also. And in Santiago Compostela. Nice. So what is your background now?
Boom, biology.
Yeah, we are bio something, some engineers, some mathematics.
Yes, I was totally expecting this result, since people with an engineering or more computational sciences background often have more another perspectives or fields to which direct their career. Yeah, there are few computational scientists in bioinformatics, as my experience.
Yeah. Yes. But remember that all the results of this live poll is also destined to be a topic to later discuss in the network tables, in the main hall of IRMeet, and also during the chat. I mean, the main idea of this is to create networking between us. What do we have here? I guess that the majority of us will be PhD students, since we have to attend to Congress as a mandatory thing.
But we have some students of bachelor's degrees.
Nice.
So that's right.
That's really nice of you. You should be a person with great curiosity, so you will be good in science, probably. It's nice to see that.
Doing networking from the beginning.
Yeah, as Eva says, degree people, keep it up, keep it up.
Yes, keep it up.
And now this is very important. When did you start the first studying bioinfo? That's important. Did you take a specific course, or did you directly enter into a regulated education? In my case, I didn't touch anything about bioinformatics until I entered a master's degree.
Wow, so many people with regulated education here.
And one that hasn't studied bioinfo.
We have a newbie.
That's the bravest here.
It's never late to start.
So I think that as we have here,
Oh no, they change.
Oh, so we have
lost
many people.
We lost.
So
when did you study first bioinformatics? The degree, awesome. In my degree, we did something not even called bioinformatics. We did informatics applied to biology.
yes, basic coding.
And we learn with MATLAB, and I don't know. I mean, I think it wasn't even there, the genomic revolution yet. So they didn't know what's coming as today.
Okay, so next question.
Yeah, we can switch even if you want. Now this is also to see where are the main universities or institution, or even a book if you studied for the first time using a book or online platform. I think Saint Google helped me before I studied the the units of my master's. I think it was first saying Google. edX website, exactly. Coursera, nice, of course. Madrid, keep on rolling.
Yes.
And the ISCI, nice.
I think that's the reason we have so many people with regulated education here. Because, for example, in Granada, we don't have bioinformatics master's degree, and most of us are self-taught or we learned bioinformatics with courses. But as many of you here are from Madrid, you have some interesting regulated education options in your universities. So that's nice.
Yes, indeed. And now, take a second to think, how do you prefer to learn bioinformatics? How do you prefer?
This is a great question.
BioStars, the best university.
Yeah, but for me, web surfing is the best one, without any doubt. Is where I've learned the most.
I think that it depends. For a first approach, I think that regulated education is better because it offers you like
the general vision.
Yeah, a general version of the bioinformatics landscape. But when you have to specialize in some research topic, yes, web surfing is the best option.
I think you need the formal education at any point, but at some point, but I think when you learn how to do something you need to do, it's web surfing and struggling.
Yes.
Almost struggling a little bit.
Yes.
Now this is also a word cloud, which means which is your favorite resource to learn bioinformatics? For me, I would say Science Google, because Science Google, it's in charge to orient me to any other source. So I think Google helps me. Actually, I even find that I found better bibliography when I look through Google rather than PubMed directly. Google shows me articles that I'm more interested in. I think PubMed should review their search engine algorithm.
Yeah.
Saint Google.
Saint Google.
Yes, this was a no-brainer for me. You want to keep up to date with all the new information, all the new software, all the new techniques. You have to take courses.
Yeah, I don't know. I usually get into courses, but then I usually get bored. I mostly know stuff from networking and Slack or other sources, and that's how I know new stuff and Google it.
Yeah, it depends.
What is the if I have time but I don't? Yeah, Javier, we feel you.
And now let's be honest. When you do a small course on bioinformatics, are you looking for learning or the certificates, the networking, or just meeting more freaks like us? With love, and freaks with love, a lot of love, everyone.
I can select both or something.
Nerds, yeah, that I like that. Nerd, I think, is more warm-hearted. Yeah, so there is an honest population here that they recognize that only for the certificates, which is very important, and there are many points for the ANECA here in Spain, the university system. And networking and meeting, nice. But of course, the first option is to learn something. And how is the experience of our bioinformaticians? How many years have they been working in bioinformatics? Oh, a lot of young people here then.
Yes. 2 years, maybe they are in their first year of PhD, first, second year, or master's thesis. They started in the bachelor's degree.
Yeah, or just finished their masters probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let me explain this question a bit, because there are normally, I think that there are 3 types of bioinformatics. There is the one that knows all types of analysis, that knows a little of machine learning, that knows how to analyze in omics data, that know how to create an app or web app. And then there are the bioinformatics that also work in a wet lab and are not scared of pipettes. In my case, if I have a pipette, I will push the enter button with a pipette. I wouldn't know what to do. I wouldn't know what to do with that. And then there are also some bioinformaticians that are specialists, that they just work in a very close research topic, that probably maybe they are only working analyzing variants, and they are just specialized beyond perfection, that type of analysis. At least I found that types of bioinformatics during my experience. Yeah, Sylvia, I empathize with you, Sylvia, totally. And the best thing of bioinformatics also is Control-C, Control-P, that helps you a lot, and Control-Z also. And now this is different. Of course, all the bioinformatics training that you have, how do you use it? Do you use it to research about human illnesses or animal illnesses? Maybe you work developing applications or creating new algorithms, different methods, or maybe you work in evolution, or maybe even helping to create better beer in the industrial technology.
So a lot of biomedicine applications here.
Yeah. No.
That is also expected. It's the biomedicine projects usually got more funding, and then more people are working on them.
Yeah, probably that's the reason. But there were also people from engineering and informatics. Informatics a lot. So I think many of us are like the informatics that a biology group needs. And now answer, what is your favorite BioInfo field? Not the one that you are dedicated to. It's different.
Yes, Silvia, it's hard to do.
Yes, it's so hard.
But only 2. Adrian doesn't give us much space for selecting.
Yeah, we want to extract the real likings. The one that you think first about any other thing. The first thing that you think in the morning and the last in the day. Yeah. As expected, also most of us work in omics data analysis.
Mm-hmm.
And have you worked in different areas of bioinformatics? Or since you got your training and entered a group, have you changed your methodology or your subject or your data, even your type of data or type of illnesses or phenotype under study? Or have you found a established area from birth to human? Nice. I actually know a colleague that started with ants and now is with humans also. Which do you prefer? No. Yeah, Eva, you know more than we think. We know more than we think. Humans. Rather than birds? Oh. Okay. Here, what is your main focus when they are doing bioinformatics? Are you a maniac of clean code and reproducibility? Do you like to squeeze all your data and extract everything? No more possible hypotheses around that? Do you like to develop tools? Do you like also maybe to be sure that your pipeline is perfectly tuned with your data? Are you a bash addict and you like to do everything using only the Linux console? Maybe you love to integrate different methods and validate them with real data in the laboratory. Maybe you love to create enriched visualizations, or maybe you like to debug your results too. What do we have here? Okay, so best pipeline practices hunter. We have majority of people that love to tune their pipeline, and also like me, clean code and reproducibility. I'm one of that.
Personally, I voted visualizations expert. I think that a good visualization is key to make your message reach your audience, being a specialized or a non-specialized audience. So, but yes, pipeline good practices are in clean code are interesting features too. So the next question is, do you think that a bioinformatician should master only a specific field of bioinformatics?
Yeah. For example, if you are dedicated to methylation, should you be only caring about methylation methods? Or maybe you need also to understand transcriptomics. Yeah, this is interesting. This is really, really interesting. So most of us consider ourselves as very, very multidisciplinary bioinformaticians. I mean, not only that the bioinformatician is multidisciplinary itself, but also within bioinformatics. Yeah, a mix of both. Okay. Yeah, I should have removed that answer because I knew that most of you would choose a mix of both. I mean, if we were not to count the answers of...
people can edit their response, so...
If you want to
choose remote or in person, I don't know.
Remote, always remote. In the end, it's going to be a mix of both, always. Yeah. But I prefer remote.
And what about this? Are you within a research group, or are you in a general bioinformatics unit? Or, well, maybe we could have added a third option that would be like freelancer or something like that. But let's say that if you're alone or you're a freelancer, choose general bioinformatics unit. Or research group if you are the only bioinformatics within a group. The pet bioinformaticians sometimes.
Ariadna says both. You're lucky.
Both. Well, if you have a research group, but the bioinformatics unit help you, you are within a research group. Probably you are only dedicated to the research group thingies, and the bioinformatics unit help you. And how many bioinformaticians are in your research group or company, including you?
Just today, I have 2 more colleagues. I don't know if I have to use the last number or the current number.
More than 9 teams of more than 9 bioinformaticians. That's so nice to see.
That's a good team. And like some of you also are alone.
So it seems that the situation of it seems that the situation is polarized.
Yes. It's a bioinformaticians team or a pet bioinformatician.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, all the big teams are here. Yeah, probably that's true, Miguel. If you were in Spain or you want to come to Spain for the abroad people, where would you like to work? I don't care. Oh, that's not a province. Sorry. Moncloa. That's also not a province. But,
not Madrid.
But okay.
I like not Madrid.
Not Madrid. That's a good answer also.
Guilty. It was you, Miguel.
Barcelona seems the favorite. I totally understand that. It's great, Barcelona.
As a city and also their bioinformatics network that they have there.
Yeah, and the Spanish supercomputer is there.
Yes.
I think I'm going to vote Barcelona also here because, yeah, I've seen more offers there than any other place.
We should ask those groups with more than 9 bioinformaticians. My guess is that they are from Barcelona.
Yeah, I would say so also. Yeah, here in Granada there are not big teams, but many research group with 1 or 2 bioinformaticians. Here. Yeah.
Yes, but in my case, for a short period of time.
You will have more bioinformaticians. Nice. There are some people that want to stay. And what about now the work conditions? How is our bias?
This is a no-brainer.
This is yeah. This answer is quite easy indeed.
Next question, please. Yeah.
Actually, the best solution it would be a broad business settle here in Spain and the salaries of there, but living here that would be the best.
Yeah, that is the dream.
That's the dream. Let's see how's the situation in our contracts. Do we have full-time contracts or more than 40 hours? Oh man, poor you. And here is what your contract reflects, not what you really do.
Yes.
Important the difference. We are going to ask next, how many hours do you really do? How many hours? Be honest if you want less, and be also honest if you want more. But let's try to be honest here.
I always try to stick to the hours that my contract says, but sometimes it's not possible. If there's a deadline or something like that, you have to work on weekends sometimes.
And we have a little problem that mostly of us, we like our jobs. So it's not like they obligate us, but.
Oh, next question, do you work on weekends?
Yes.
What do we do with our weekends? Do we respect our resting time or not? Oh my, majority with yes and strictly if necessary, which means we do not respect that much our weekends. People are right. Yeah, that's true, Miguel. And what about our salary expectations? A lot of realistic people here. Nice.
Without salary.
Without salary. That's sad.
That's terrible to see.
And there are some people that more than 4,000. That's nice. That's a good perspective. And what is your current salary range now?
Without salary.
So this is sad.
Yeah,
to
that's
see.
the sad reality of the young researcher in Spain.
This goes with the age and the PhD situation.
Yes, indeed. And also we have to take into account that we have many master students here.
Yes.
And it's not very easy for them, I guess, to enter in the job market.
But they will.
And where does that money come from?
Aye.
Okay, so a lot of people with public scholarships here. The FPU or FPI scholarships or regional scholarships.
So majority were from the public funding, even if from research or from public scholarships. I guess research is still only boosted by the public budget, which in my opinion is still not so bad to see because it's important to keep it public. But at least bioinformatics or Congress do not attract enough attendance from the business world. And that's a shame because actually the private sector would probably give us all in the academic world a great glance of how to overcome problems and to catch also issues. So this is the expected results. if you did your PhD in your home country, not being Spain, you can vouch for in my home country. But if you are from Spain, let's see if Spanish researchers have traveled to do their PhD or not. We are way past the equator of the survey. And what about the masters? Is the masters done in your home country, or have you done your masters in Spain, or have you traveled to do the masters? This is to see if we prefer to do or a broad experience in the PhD track or in the MSc, the master's track. I think that it's also half and half. So one of both tracks are chosen abroad. And what about the public here? Would they like to do a PhD? Or do you have a PhD? 24 have a PhD. Yeah, the majority of audience here today have a PhD. And it seems some of them don't want to have the PhD and wouldn't like to. Few people.
Some bioinformatics companies only require the master's degree. So,
and that's enough indeed.
Yeah, that's enough.
What about the perception of having a PhD? Does that give us any type of advantage?
As I said before, some companies want people with a master's degree, but some of the companies want specifically doctors, people with a PhD degree. So, and also if you want to access the academic career in Spain, you need a PhD.
Well, actually, Miguel, regarding what you say in the chat, not all companies, I mean, many companies prefer to have a not PhD bioinformaticians so they can shape it to their way.
Yes. Yes, I have seen some job offers that only require the master's degree.
Yeah, they prefer their training after the master's than receiving a PhD. That's a good question, Eva. That's a good question. Maybe through public.
If you don't, you can apply for public service at universities, where you usually have to be also a professor, but you can go through CSIC or ISTI or INIA or any organismo público de investigación, office, and there are open positions where you have to study and apply for that. And that way you only have to be a researcher, not a professor.
Yeah. So regarding what we have said a few minutes ago, do you think, well, majority doesn't think that you need a PhD to work for a private company. And actually, as we say, and as we have found during Bioinfo GRX, a lot of private companies are not looking for independent PhDs or doctors. They prefer to shape students as soon as they can.
Oh, interesting question.
Now we start for the coding world.
Yes.
What is the favorite coding language of the bioinformatician here in Spain?
What do you use the most?
Yeah, what do you use most? Sorry, what do you use most? Sorry, that's true. Thank you, Marisol. You are right. What do you use most? We will ask later, what do you like most? Which do you like most? Oh, Perl is there. And MATLAB.
So based on these results, I think the debate of R versus Python is closed now.
Also Julia.
R
Yeah.
is the winner here.
Completely the winner.
Yes, I think that for omics data analysis, R is more suitable. So now the question is, do you like the most? Not necessarily which one do you use the most.
Yeah. Which one do you like most? It doesn't matter if you don't use it. There is a person that no, it doesn't like anyone. They don't like to code. I hope that you do not use Excel to do bioinformatics.
It's funny because most of our use R as our primary language, but we don't like R.
But Python is easier. I don't know.
Yes, Python is easier. I like it more as a language, as a programming language. I think it's better, but I don't have the same resources as with R. That's the problem for me, and that's why I use R more frequently.
I've used them all, I think. So, but once you use one, the other ones are similar.
I love this.
Oh, awesome.
We really like your jobs.
We work with a programming language not because we want. That's the conclusion.
And it is Fortran in the options.
Which operating system do you like most? Okay. I think I forgot to ask which operating system do you use?
I think that after this poll, we need a table in the army tables that about hating R.
Yes, indeed.
Please.
COBOL for the win also. COBOL. That's a great heavy language program.
Oh, you love R. You can be our friend. Please go.
You can have your own table.
You're going to be lonely there.
So it seems that most of the bioinformaticians here use Linux. Yes. And what about the text editor or your ID?
Visual Studio Code. That's for...
No, Atom. I'm from the Atom family.
You are from the Atom. Atom is cool. I'm from...
Yeah, I am divided here because for R, I use RStudio, but for any other thing, I use Atom. I would love to vote for several options here. Yeah,
that's true. Actually, I use also RStudio for R, but I work more often with Python. And Jupyter, Jupyter is there. Jupyter notebooks. You can answer that.
Yeah.
So Lintex, Visual Studio Code tried to take Atom out of the market. I don't like that.
Maybe this is too nerd, but personalizing your own BIM. I encourage you to have this experience.
BIM. So personalizing it is the next level.
Yeah, you should try it. You will learn a lot of things. BIM is the best editor ever. You can do anything you like with that and in a terminal.
So we need a beam table as well for people that enjoy beam.
I can share with you my beam. I have it.
Next question, Ivan. Most of you know Git, but do you really use Git?
Yes.
I would expect that although everybody knows Git, not so many people use it. That would be what I would be expecting.
For these 32% of the people, we need a workshop. We need a Git workshop. We need to spread the word of Git.
In the bioinformaticians world, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yes, a Git workshop.
Git is mandatory for bioinformaticians.
Yes.
You need to learn all about Git.
And what about your workplace? How many screens do you use? I'm poor on this question. Should you don't have a screen, Seba? Why is that? How many screens would you like to use actually? For me, would be 4 or more to try.
4?
Yeah.
No need.
Your desk must be gigantic.
Huge.
Or you mean two at the bottom and 2 up?
Yes, that would be the idea.
You can go to a cinema to work.
You can go to have all of you surround it also.
Indeed.
I think 2 screens is
Yeah, I think 2 screens are enough.
I use the 4 desktops of Linux and it's still missing the space, so...
You have a problem.
You have to clean.
Probably, that's the truth. And what about this? Do you use your personal laptop or computer for work reasons? You shouldn't, but do you use it?
Yeah, of course.
What if you only have one computer and it's both your personal and work computer?
I mean, it's sometimes I'm worried about this because there are some sensitive data going through personal computers that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But it happens.
And I need it because I'm very obsessed with my order and my personalization stuff, so I need to be in my computer and be able to do whatever I want with it.
Yeah. So most of the institutions does not provide a personal laptop or computer.
In my case, it's because I don't want to. I have to say.
No, that's not good, Sarah. That's not good.
No, I need to install whatever I want to install in my PC. I prefer to pay for it.
That's true. If it doesn't allow you to install whatever.
So this question is...
No, it's
not written well, so...
No, it's not written properly.
We will take yes for working with your work computer.
Laptop.
And no... I'm confused. So yes would be the first option and no the second.
Yeah, sorry for this misunderstanding.
So no here would be to work with a computer provided by your institution. And yes, I think that's the best option.
Yeah.
Usually.
And now, do you work in a good place? I mean, do you have a proper chair, a proper screen, a proper desktop? Or maybe you work in a bench of a wet lab? So bad to see a 15% of people not in a proper workbench. And now let's enter the one of almost the last part, and this is the mental health track. So for PhD students in general during your thesis, how have you felt? From 1 it would be hopeless, and 10 it would be empowered. So 1 is you have in general have bad feelings during your PhD, and 10 it would be in general you have felt very happy during all your thesis and very determined and proud of yourself. The quickest people to answer were the pessimistic people, I think, because the one rise quickly. But in general, the feeling is not so happy, not so sad.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the mean is 5.0, so.
Actually, there's very little 9 and 10. And now let's see year by year. During your first year, how have you felt during your first year? Remember, 1 it would be hopeless, that you don't know what are you doing with your life, and 10 it would be empowered. So yeah, as I might expect, during the first year everything is colorful and cheerful. Yes, indeed, that happened. What about your second year? We are almost finishing. Oh, the second year, the pessimistic started to grow.
Yes, reality hits so hard on your second year.
In general, we tend to feel to the sad part of the scoring system. The third year is even worse than the second year.
Wow.
It doesn't seem too good. Oh my. This is a tough reality of the PhD student, a tough reality. And what about the 4th or the 5th? I mean, your last years. How do you feel the last year? Relief that you are almost finishing? Or still not understanding what's going on?
I know nothing, Jon Snow.
I know nothing. That's actually true. I'm in my 3rd year, so I think I'm not going to answer this one.
Oh, so how many of us wanted to do a PhD year, and how many of us want to do after seeing these results?
Master students, don't be discouraged. At the end, we are here yet. But the PhD is killing me softly. And now a more concrete topic. Have you experienced any of these mental health issues? And maybe Marisol, you can explain what is the imposter syndrome.
Yes, if some of you doesn't know what it is, and the imposter syndrome is to feel like you are a fraud. It's a syndrome where you doubt about your abilities and you sense that you don't belong to your workplace and you don't deserve your contract or your position, that you don't know enough to be there, even though your accomplishments say the opposite. So yes, we have a winner, imposter syndrome.
Sylvia, I feel you. I'm totally like you.
Yes.
Which factors do you consider more important for a good mental health during your PhD? Work-life balance. So that means that many of us are feeling working too much, probably. the mentor guidance is in the second position, which I totally understand. I think is, at least for me, would be a key point. The work environment, that's also harsh, because I don't know. Sorry, myself.
I think that the mentor guidance is a very important one because, as we have seen before, most of you are what is called pet bioinformaticians. You are on one bioinformatician in a research group, and maybe your mentor, your director doesn't have a good background in bioinformatics to teach you well, and you have to be self-taught, and that's very tough for a bioinformatician in the making.
And they tend to ask for the impossible.
Yes.
And you don't have the experience to know that that's impossible, so that's really frustrating.
And they think it's only touching a button and they will be quick to appear the results, and that's not.
We've all been there. So I recommend to look for bioinformaticians near you.
Yes,
They will have.
You can join your next RSG node.
Yeah.
So, Ivan, if you want, these last questions are just to see how do we see the future of bioinformatics. We will skip them quicker, please, because let's see, what do we think? What do you think about the future? Would you like to work in a front row computer for the rest of your life? That's also a good question.
Computers are our best friends.
Computers doesn't complain. And I think this is the last question. No, almost.
I would love to see a specialty in bioinformatics at the hospitals.
This is going to happen, but geneticians are still trying to do this, so we are in the queue.
Yeah, in La Paz, no, in Madrid there is a group, right?
Yeah, but they are not exactly in the hospital. They are in a foundation next to the hospital.
I understand that.
Not an specialist per se.
Yeah, we are not. I'm happy also to see these answers because we are not. So
we don't want.
I don't know. No, we don't want to.
We just want to help them.
No.
Yeah, yeah. This is also a very realistic answer. I'm happy to see that we know our position. And this is the last question. Do you think there will be more bachelor's degree of bioinformatics at the universities? I think right now only 3 universities in Spain offer 2 private universities and 1 in Barcelona, I think. Yeah, and this would be the last question of the live survey. I hope that you all use this activity to understand how's the situation in Spain, how is the situation for us in general, because, well, the majority of the audience is from there, from Spain, and also to have generated some type of discussion that you will later be able to discuss during the whole symposium in the hall of the IRMeet session, and also during the chat, of course. This is just a way to generate debate and create networking. So thank you everyone for your activity here, and we continue with the roundtable that will be hosted will be hosted by Marisol. So Sarah,
just a few minutes, and I will open the next session.